Hi, John Musselman here from Musselman Home Inspection and Just Maintenance. And on this channel, we like to help people understand how to maintain and manage their largest investment. Today, we're going to give you 5 tips on how to take care and extend the lifespan of your dishwasher. Let's get started. First thing we're going to do is open up our dishwasher, make sure we have all the dishes out of it to get started. Alright, once we have the dishwasher emptied, it's probably a good idea that we just remove the lower tray. That way we can get a good look on the interior. I have a little flashlight just to check things out to get a better view. But inside the tank itself, we're looking for signs that water is sitting in here, or potentially extra water is actually sitting inside the dishwasher. Sometimes we'll get little lines along the bottom, or we'll get calcium deposits that show up inside of here as well. If we see those signs, like we see water sitting in here, or we see the signs of calcium in here, deposits, they may be a sign that our filter is clogged or our drain is clogged. So one thing we'll talk about in a minute or so is talking about how to clean your filter, but let's first check out the drain line to make sure that that's not clogged or kinked or installed improperly. Alright, so when checking out the dishwasher drain line, usually our dishwasher is going to be right next to our sink, and wherever that is where the side of the cabinet that the drain usually comes in on. Sometimes our drain lines are clear, so you can actually just see what it looks like through it. This particular one is gray, so we can't see that. But if you could, you'd be able to see if there's a dark area on it or a spot that would indicate a clog. The other thing that we're looking at is we want to make sure that this drain line is actually fastened up above where it goes into the drain. Because we want, when the pump kicks on, for the water to come up, or the drain water to come up and drain in and not potentially backfeed into the dishwasher. So sometimes these are just laying down here on the ground, and when you're using this sink, sometimes the dirty water can actually filter back into the unit, which can cause it to fill up. But it also can cause sediment to stay in here too, because it doesn't flush the line out properly. So we want to make sure that this gets fastened up higher here. A simple fix is they make zip ties with a screw, and you could just fasten it to your cabinet like that, so that the drain water again comes up and flows out properly. As you're under the cabinet and you're looking at the drain line on the dishwasher, it's also a great time to kind of evaluate what's going on underneath your sink. Underneath our sinks are a very common location for leaks, because all of our drain water from both of our sinks actually drain out here. And these connections are often places where it wants to leak. If you have a metal traps over time start to deteriorate, what you're seeing here. It's not leaking yet, but it's something that should be on our list to proactively replace versus letting it happen. The other thing to look at here is, I noticed that the actual drain line itself goes uphill. When you have drains that go uphill, oftentimes we get sediment and debris stuck in here and clogs. So this is actually put in incorrectly or not ideally. So to fix this isn't a major undertaking, but it's a good idea to handle it so that our drains flow the way we want them to. Also, when you're going to put items back in here, we often recommend that you put a baking pan under here and store your cleaners in the pan. That way, if any of these components start to leak, it goes into the pan. When you pull your cleaners out, you have an indicator. Next thing we're going to look at is the filter screen. Our filters are one of those items that it actually cleans the water before it goes into the drain. So we first want to make sure that we are cleaning our dishes before we put them in here, because this little screen is what that water has to go through. So some models have screw-in options for filter screens like this one. Some of them have a turn-in option. As far as the filter screen goes, it depends on what type of unit you have. So we're going to take this one out real quick, and then I'm going to show you how to clean it. All right, now that we got all the screws out of this filter, we're going to pull it out. when we pull it out, we can see there's some debris in this. This one's not all that bad, so that's a good thing, but I'm going to show you how to clean this out in the sink here shortly. But inside of here, you can see some of the debris that made it through. So we want to clean that out. We want to wipe that kind of stuff out. Ideally, what we're trying to do by cleaning out this filter is make sure that we're not trying to put this debris through the pump that's below it. You know, when I said earlier about making sure our dishes are clean, or at least rinsed off and don't have food, we're trying to prevent clogs between the two. These types of filters are to keep that debris out of the pump and not allow it to go through it. And so by cleaning it out and keeping it that way, we can prevent it from getting a clog between the pump and the drain, and we can get a longer lifespan out of our pump. Now that we have the filter out and we want to clean it, depending on how dirty it is determines kind of what you're doing. But a lot of times I like to just use a soft bristle brush, like an older toothbrush or something, and a little vinegar. You know, we can take a little vinegar, put it on our toothbrush, that gives it a little bit of a cleaner, and just gently go over it to clean the debris off. We can do the outside first, all the way around it. And then do the inside, same thing, okay? Sometimes when we have hard water, we'll have lots of buildup on here, and actually the calcium's built up over top of this. So sometimes we might have to let this soak in a little bit of vinegar to kind of loosen those pieces up, and then we softly brush them off. We don't want to be too aggressive with this because we don't want to tear or rip it, right? But we do want to make sure that we get everything clean so that we're allowing the water to freely go through the screen, which lets our pump work less hard through the process. Now that we have our filter clean, we're going to reinstall it. And once we get everything reinstalled, then we're going to move on to descaling the dishwasher. Now there's a couple different ways to descale a dishwasher, right? One is there's a product out there called Fresh, which is a product that you can buy at a local store like Ace or Home Depot or Lowe's. We have a link in the description below to get you your own. But this product you can use in a couple different ways. One is with or without dishes. You just add a tablet, but read the directions on the back. It says it lasts, or it's good to do every 6 months. The other way is some of the products we might have at our house already. Vinegar. So vinegar is kind of that all-purpose cleaner that we can have around the house. But today what we're going to do with it is just get a coffee cup, stick it in the bottom of our dishwasher, and fill it on up. You could put 2 in if you'd like, or 1, but depends how dirty the inside of your unit is. This particular one doesn't have a lot of calcium buildup, but if you have hard water, you will probably see a lot more white deposits on the inside. This one, you can see a little bit of white deposits on the heating element in the bottom there. We'll see how it goes and see if it takes it off. So all we do is put it in. All right, we're going to turn our unit on. We're going to hit sanitize, so we've raised the temperature of it, and we're going to let it run. All right, now that we've run the dishwasher through its cycle for that descaling option, we're going to just remove it and check things out. Looks nice and clean inside of the tub here, which is a good thing. This isn't vinegar any longer. This is just water that has filled up the cup as it went through its cycle. So we'll get rid of that. Sometimes with descaling, it may take a couple of times to get the scaling or the white film off the inside of the unit. Really depends how much is actually in the unit. One other thing that we can do to clean the inside of our dishwasher is do a baking soda scrub. Baking soda scrubs are also going to help with, the polishing of the inside of your unit, but also to absorb the smells that sometimes happen to our dishwashers. So we just sprinkle it on the inside. and we'll run another load. This can just be a quick load. It's it. Let's see how this goes. Great. That should clean off and out the rest of the funky smells that we may have and really brighten up the inside of our dishwashers. Our last item to check is the door seals on our dishwasher and make sure that they're clean. So we just want to open up our dishwasher. One of the things that we want to look at is areas like this over here. We can just take a paper towel with a little bit of water and wipe those areas clean. But on the seal themselves, if you can see the dirt and food debris that gets stuck in here, we want to try to wipe those areas clean. Okay? We want to make sure that these seals, stay supple, but also stay clean. Any type of dirt that gets stuck in there. Also, if you pull your actual drawer out, if you can see in here, sometimes we get kind of a funk here in the corners. And these seals have a harder time to actually seal to the door. So it's good to wipe those corners out. Look at that funk. To make sure everything's nice and sealed at the bottom here. Overall, the inside of this looks really good. But this is the kind of stuff that inhibits our doors from properly sealing. And then sometimes we get a leak. So just wipe over these areas to make sure they stay nice and clean. And inspect them to see if there's any type of damage done to them. A lot of times there's appliance parts companies out there that you can find online to get replacement seals if you need to. I hope you found this useful. Always like and subscribe. We're out there to help you understand your home and help you understand how to maintain it. Have a great day, everyone. Close our dishwasher up, or our unit up. Here, we're going to go to the sanitize option. Well, first let's turn it on. And then we're going to go to the sanitize option. See if I can get it to work.